Are we on? Are we on? Are we live? Wow. It's always a rush. I tell you, it's always a rush to get these live streams. I always seem to be doing things at the last minute. We've got people in the house. I'm just checking. Oh, I've got another screen down here. Just got to check my other screen. Sound check, folks. How are we doing for sound? Can you hear me? Hi to everyone. I can see there's quite a few people in the room. I've just got to check something here. I think we've got about 30 people watching. I missed last week, I'm afraid. I was on my holidays last week. Hi to Lancashire Liberty. Hi to James, Michael, Wayne, Chris, Neil, Dave, Newbiggin, Helen, Tinniswood, Michael, Hassel, Mitchell, Rita, Jay, Julie, William, Karen, Catsrule, Brian, Darren Williams. Hi to everyone. If I missed you, the Roxy Kitson. Hi. Hi to everyone. I'm back again on a Sunday evening. Angela's Journey with Multiple Sclerosis. Hi. That's a new one. I don't think I've seen that name before. Are you new here? Yeah. So we're here. I'm usually here every Sunday, but I missed last Sunday, folks, because I was down in Wiltshire. Was I down in Wiltshire last Sunday? Yeah, I was. It was last Sunday. I'm getting mixed up now. So how many people have we got? Let's just check now. I just got to check. I think we've got 60. Wow, we've got 60 people watching. Hit the thumbs up. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up. But did he use a long exposure, as we like to call it, to be just image of the aurora? Well, thank you very much to Michael Saltzman. Michael, you're a legend. Thanks for that. Thank you very much, Michael. Wesley Donnelly. We're looking at an image of the aurora that I captured down in Wiltshire last, was it Sunday morning? I can't remember what I think it was it Sunday? I can't remember. I think it was Sunday morning. I'm not too sure. But unbelievably, I went down there not to take pictures of space, because I actually went down there for something else. The weather forecast was pretty rubbish, actually. It wasn't really meant to be that good. So we're looking at a picture now on the screen that I took down in Wiltshire, and I could not believe what I could see. I could actually see the aurora. I could not believe it, folks. It was not what I planned to go down there to get. It just came out of nowhere. Hi, Moonage. Moonage is in the house. Hi to Nighthawk. Fire was last Sunday, so I must have been. That's right, Lancashire, yeah. So it was actually Sunday morning last week, because I came all the way back to Blackpool on the same day. Hi to John Leach in Sheffield. So, yeah, so that's really it for this live stream. It's really just a bit of a look back on what I did. I actually went down to Wiltshire because through the channel, somebody got talking to me, a chap called, what's his name now? Indica. Indica's his full name. Indy is his, what he liked to be called. So he put my name forward to help with a bit of documentary about taking pictures at night, taking pictures in low light. So it was really about taking pictures of space aliens or UFOs or things like that. So it was quite fun, really, and we did that. We talked quite a bit. We spoke about doing different things, and this all took place on a hill with a horse on it. Now, I just want to show you that. If I can find that hill now, I want to show you. Oh, there's Stonehenge. Can you see that? Stonehenge. Hi to Gary and Maxine, centre eye. I was wearing your hat when I went up the Blackpool Tower. What do you think to that? Space Invader just got back from Tenerife and had a fantastic night up Mount Tide on a stargazing tour. Well worth the money. That sounds like it was really, really good thing to go on. We've got 83 people watching. If you're new to the channel, hit the thumbs up. Tell all your friends. We're live every weekend at 8 p.m. unless I'm on my trip where I was. We're looking at a photograph of Stonehenge that I took last week, because this is where I was. I was down in Wiltshire. I was down for 3 nights, a long weekend, last weekend. And I didn't go down to take pictures of space, funny enough, because the weather forecast wasn't really great. But I ended up taking pictures of space because you never know. You just never know, folks. I mean, the amount of times I've gone out and I've ended up getting pictures of things which I never intended to. Rick Freeman's in the house. Hi to Rick. Peter Line. And the VW, what is it? I can't remember what you call it now. The colour of your mic joint. Thanks for liking the Blackpool Tower video. I went up Blackpool Tower for the first time in 40 years last week. In fact, not last week. It was actually before I went to Wiltshire. So I went up Blackpool Tower for the first time in 40 years. Hi to Jason B. Jack's Pictures, hi. So we're not doing too bad. We've got 83 people watching. Let's see if we can get up to 100. Ben R, 28. Awesome pick, as always. Thank you very much. So this is it. This is Wiltshire. Obviously, Stonehenge is in Wiltshire. And I got to visit Stonehenge. I mean, I could hardly go down there and not visit Stonehenge. But this picture was taken from the fence outside of the Stonehenge. You can actually see people walking in between the stones on this picture. Can you see those people there? Those people have actually got access to the stones. I don't know how. I think they're on a special tour. And this took place before the actual normal tours take place during the day. So you can actually go up to the stones and you can touch them on special occasions such as the solstice, I think the equinoxes, and also if you happen to go on one of these tours, I don't know what this tour was, but obviously it was a tour that allowed people to go up to the stones. Rick says he's editing 60th birthday shots. Moon visible tonight. Love the tower vlog, says Hazel. Thanks, Hazel. Hi, Diane Blackburn. We're on the Heritage Trams yesterday. Can't wait for the parade next week. Thanks very much to Wesley Donnelly. Thank you, Wesley. Hey, Wesley. Yo, thanks very much. So, yeah, so I went down to Wiltshire, just in case people have just joined us. We've got a few people coming in. So this is what happens sometimes. You get noticed, people know your name, and I got noticed by someone and they wanted me to help with photography, taking pictures of in low light, and I ended up helping on this documentary film, and it was about crop circles. Yeah, it was all about crop circles, because the guy that I went to see reckons that crop circles are made by aliens. Thanks, Centaurai. What star sign am I? I'm a Virgo. So I'm told. Those people must have been stoned. Hi, Sharon Morris. Don't forget to hit thumbs up. Let's hit thumbs up. I want to get more than 100 people. We missed out last week, unfortunately. I couldn't do a live stream last week, I'm afraid. But I'm just saying now that I did go down to Wiltshire because I was helping someone to hopefully take pictures of aliens. Yeah, aliens. He wanted to capture pictures. It's a little bit early for crop circles, so they tend to happen later in the year. So they wanted a little bit of knowledge about cameras and that sort of thing. So that's what I went for. So a 1 hour tour you can go on with the National Trust, but it's not cheap, says Space Invader. All the best are Virgo, says Michael. Well, Neil says that we're on 86. I want to see if we can get to 100. Share, tell all your friends that we're on. Cat's Rule says put an alien sign up. Sharon Morris is a Virgo. You know, it means nothing to me. It does. It pretty much means nothing to me, really. Thanks very much, Wesley. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it all adds up. I'm a new subscriber. Found your channel a couple of weeks ago. Ace content, very helpful. Thanks, Wayne. Oh, thanks very much to Wayne. Thanks very much. Thanks, Wayne. James Chadwick, Venus. Hi to Sarah Illingworth. Are you in the Wetherspoons, Sarah? Are you in the Wetherspoons? So there's a nice picture of Stonehenge, which I took on my. I pretty much took that from where I was parked up, because I parked up, you see, because I was camped out in my little star bus, and this was pretty much the scene when I got up. Stonehenge rebuilt in the 1950s and 60s. I think that what they did, I think they repaired it. I think up until around about, well, till the 80s, it was pretty much unprotected, wasn't it? Anyone could go there and anyone could abuse it. And, you know, it's amazing to think how they could have moved those stones all that time ago. My birth sign is Cancer, says Darren Williams. Yeah, they were saying that Stonehenge. Now, this is quite important with astronomy as well, because it was built like a clock. So it's like a clock, so that the sun would rise over a certain point on the solstice. On the summer solstice, the sun would rise on one end, and on the winter solstice, the sun would rise at the other end. And that's why it was built. Oh, Michael's going. Sorry about that, Michael. I'll see you again next week, hopefully. Stonehenge. I used to work on an army camp a few miles away. I was a caterer. I wonder if that was the army camp I went past, because I went down a road and there was a road going like a crossroads, and they were driving tanks and military vehicles were piling across the road like that. It was, I don't know where it was, the name of the place, but they did have signs for tanks. So I certainly saw the tanks. Bye, Michael. Can we get to 100 people? We're hovering around about the 80 odd mark. It'd be nice if we could get to 80. We're live every Sunday. Astronomy. Hey, by the way, folks, I have not got a quiz, but I will see if I can make it up as I go along. I don't have a quiz actually wrote down, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to see if I can just make it up as I go along. So what I thought I'd do is I'll just show you these pictures of my trip. We've got Stonehenge. I actually went on the Stone. It cost £23.50 to go on the official Stonehenge tour, where you go into like a museum where they have all the stuff and they tell you about it and everything, and then you get on a bus and they drive you to the stones, which is around about a mile away from the visitor centre. So it was good. Oakhampton Army Camp, says Wesley. Or Wayne, should I say. Salisbury Plain, says Richard. Yeah, that's right, Salisbury. Avebury. Yes, I went to Avebury. Sharon, I did. I went to see the stones at Avebury. Yeah, those stones at Avebury are massive. They're almost as big as Stonehenge. And some of the stones are still hanging over the road. Neil, is the army barracks still in Blackpool? I don't know about army barracks. They do have a territorial army at South Shore, or they have something at South Shore near Waterloo Road to do with the army. They also have Wheaton Barracks, which is just outside Blackpool, unless that's what you're thinking of. Hi to Anthony and Fran over there in Staining, which is pretty much, well, that way from where I'm facing. Just outside Blackpool. There's one in Exeter. I bet you would love a tour around Area 51. Well, funny enough, Mike, I have actually been to Area 51. We've been to Rachel in Nevada. Rachel, Nevada, yeah. Which meant going past Area 51 on the way. So yeah, we've sort of been to Area 51 without actually trying to get into Area 51, but we saw the black mailbox. I've got pictures of the black mailbox. In fact, if I could find that picture of the black mailbox, I'll show you. Yeah, so I have actually been to Area 51. So let's see. So there's a black mailbox. That's the mailbox that the aliens use to send mail, allegedly. So that's in Nevada. It's near Area 51. And there's a sign there saying Area 51. That was taken at the Alien Inn, which is in Rachel, in Nevada. That's an actual sign that they use on Area 51, which is supposed to put you off going in. But We had the TA near the old ambulance. That's it, Lancashire Liberty, yeah. Be water in the shipyard barrel plus a Haitian nuclear plant. I'm impressed you've been to Area 51. Yes, I have, Jay. Yeah. Might have been Bulford Barracks, says Rick. You can tell I'm new. I called you Wayne. Oh, I thought you were called Wayne, Wesley. I wondered why I wondered why you had Wayne at the end of it. I thought, this was Wesley and he's saying Wayne. I thought, right, okay, so Wesley, Roxy Kitson Clots going. And we were actually staying in Las Vegas, and we were staying at this hotel here, the Luxor Hotel. Now, this is quite an interesting picture, this one, because the thing is, right, if you look at this photograph of the Luxor Hotel in Las Vegas, which is shaped like a pyramid, there is a jet in the foreground. Now, very interesting. That jet happens to be a Janet. Now that stands for something. I can't remember exactly what it stands for, but it stands for, oh, what does it stand for now? You see that jet there? That jet takes people to Area 51. It takes workers to Area 51. Yeah? It's called a Janet. Did you ever read Bob Lazar's book? No. I don't know who that is. Yeah, there's a post box for aliens. Did you visit the shop there, Stephen, that sells all the alien stuff? I went to the cafe. So that jet there is for Area 51. This is the alien. This is where we went. Look. The plane, yeah, the Janet there. Does fly to Area 51, Jay, yeah. So that's the alien. There was also an abandoned car there. Look at that there. There was an abandoned car. Now I wonder, did the driver of that car get kidnapped by aliens? That car was abandoned. So there you go. That's my little trip. I've actually got a picture of myself as well. There's what they call extraterrestrial highway. Extraterrestrial. Oh, I haven't got a picture of it, but there's a picture of me with the sign. How many people have we got? 85 people. Come on, let's get to 100 people. Let's see if we can get to more over 100 people. I know about Bob Lazar. It's a story right up your. I might know it if I could be reminded. Joint Air Network for Employees, says Richard. Twilight Zone music playing, yeah. Hi, Carol Smith. Great info. Did you go on the Hoover Dam? Yes, we did go on the Hoover Dam and we got to see the sign. When you go on the Hoover Dam, if you go across the dam, you actually go from Nevada to Arizona. And you can actually get your picture taken with the Arizona sign, which is pretty cool. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, yeah. It is. Anyway, let's have a little look at some more pictures, shall we? So we're looking at Stonehenge at the moment. Oh, 90 people. 90 people. Hit the thumbs up. Oh, it just went to 90 there. We've got to get more than 100. Come on. The Hoover Dam, yeah. So the Hoover Dam is not that far away from Vegas. It's only about, 45 minutes away? It's worth a drive out to the Hoover Dam. And if you go to the Hoover Dam, you get a chance to walk over into Arizona. Janet stands for just another non-existent terminal. He escaped Area 51 and went on the radio in a panic. Hi Helen in Grangemouth. Hoover Dam is an incredible place. Got my picture taken at the Arizona sign as well, says Cats Rule. What about Lake Mead? Is Lake Mead still very low? Because I heard the water level is really, really low there. Was at the Chinese buffet in Durham the other day. Rock, says Neil. Don't forget to hit the like button. Let's have a look at some more pictures, shall we? So that's Stonehenge. Bob Lazar used to work at Area 51. His book is amazing. All the things he witnessed while working there, he came out and disclosed loads of things. Oh, look, a horsey. Well, actually, I took this picture of a horse just after we'd finished the filming, because we were filming on a hill, on top of a hill, and this hill had a... Have you seen the chalk horses in Wiltshire? It is very nice. He made a documentary on aliens. We visited Avebury and stood on the top of Silbury Hill. Oh, you stood on the top of Silbury Hill? Well, no one could go anywhere near Silbury Hill because I think it's all closed off. You're not allowed to go anywhere near it. There was no one allowed to go on Silbury Hill, Peter. None of us could go on it. It was all closed off. No one could go anywhere near it. Janet actually stands for Joint Air Network for Employee Transportation. Janet. Add me mod. Oh, Stephen, Andy. You're not a mod. I thought you were a mod. Let's see if we can change that. You know, this is working, this, you know. It's not working. Let's see if I can do it on here. I've got another way of doing it. Let's have a look. Yeah, so this horse, funny enough, it actually looked like it was dead, and then suddenly it got up. We thought it was dead. Does that work? Funny enough, I can't do it on here. We've got around 90 people watching. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. I keep moving the wrong way. Hit the thumbs up. They must have spent millions along that way on hotels and buildings. Yeah, so this horse happened to be just in the field, just where we were, which is quite ironic, really, because it was one of those hills where they have one of these. Look at that. Did you see that there? Look. They have the chalk horse. Seen the Grand Canyon when we went, says Brian. Did you enjoy the Luxor Hotel? Yeah, it was brilliant. It was awesome, the Luxor Hotel. I'm scared of horses, says Cat's Rule. I am a bit, especially when you're close up to them. They are big. I mean, these horses, this horse this horse here was not that big. It was only like a medium-sized horse. Stick around for Stephen's quiz. Test your knowledge. Yeah, I'm going to make it up as I go along because I do not have any questions at hand. So it looks like I'm just going to have to make it up as I go along. Were you on Hackpen Hill? Yes, I was, Mel. This is Hackpen Hill. And this is one of about 8, I think it's 8 chalk horses that they have in Wiltshire, or in that part of Wiltshire anyway. They have a lot of these horses that are on the hills. Hackpen Hill. There's a yellow grip bin in the horses. I remember when people were allowed to come closer to Stonehenge about 30 years ago. I think it was even less than that, actually. You used to be able to just walk all over it. And if everybody and anybody could walk up to it. No, now, I can tell you now, that Stonehenge has some of the beefiest security I've ever seen on anything. They are on it with the security. I was there at night and the security crawling all over the place at night, making sure no one could get to it. I knew someone was kicked on Blackpool seafront by a horse, says Neil. Hi, Zammy Adams. Roxy says she used to ride horses. Hi to Derbyshire Vlogs. Well, we're getting a few more people in. If you're new, if you've just joined us, hit the thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're just trying to see if we can get some more people in. We've got about 90 watching, which is pretty good, actually. It's pretty good, 90 people watching. Forgot to hit the like button. I will be changing a few things about the live stream as we go along. I've got some good things to come for these live streams, which are going to be really, really good. It's going to be... yeah, it's going to be something to look forward to as we go forward. But Unfortunately, last week I couldn't quite fit a live stream in, so because I was down south, I was down there in Wiltshire. So thanks, Julie. Julie's just hit the like button. So we're looking at a horse now, a chalk horse. This is the Hatpen Hill horse. It's near Pewsey. It's actually known as the Pewsey horse. This one, the Pewsey horse. They've got a few of them. Did you see any? Well, I'm yawning. I'm getting tired. Did I see any lyrid meteors? Unfortunately, I did not see any lyrids. I gave a build up to it. I did a video on it, but I unfortunately never saw any. It wasn't clear on the night of the peak, so I didn't see any, I'm afraid. So it wasn't for the want of trying though, because I did actually have a look. Karen Banner says that horses are harmless if approached properly and treated like any animal. Yeah, it is interesting art, isn't it, Cat's Rule? Have you ever seen anything like this before, where they actually carve things into the hillside there? They actually carved horses into the hillside, and this is, remember, this is the home of crop circles, and that's why I was down there, because I was helping someone who wants to take a picture of aliens. He wants to take a photograph of aliens, yeah. So I was helping him with that. Vodka or gin, Stephen, says Tinnis Wood. Well, this is actually water. I got that in Tenerife, by the way. That glass, the glass is from Tenerife. So, but it is just water. Jay O'Neill says they've never seen the chalk horses. Well, they're actually a bit of a thing, not just in Wiltshire, but in the surrounding areas. And they're actually, I believe that the 19th century, so they're not that old. So we're looking at around about 1800s when these chalk horses were made. But they're all within the same area as Stonehenge, and Stonehenge is Neolithic. We're looking at Stonehenge is around about 4,000 years old. And no one has any idea how they managed to get those stones. I mean, they don't look much from here, but those stones there, they weigh, what? I don't know, 10 ton? The stones on the top. How do you get stones on the top of there at that time when it was built? Who knows? I mean, nowadays you could do it with a digger, but they didn't have diggers then. So how did they do it? It's a bit of a mystery, folks. Yeah, so there you go, Stonehenge. The guy wants to take a picture of aliens. What a novel idea. Yeah, and that's the thing, is it? I might actually be going back down there again and seeing if we can capture some aliens. That'd be something, wouldn't it? Yeah. Let's see if we can get some aliens on the channel. That bass is a funny colour, isn't it? Looks like vodka, says Julie. Julie said they had a farm and they had 5 horses. Think them horses on the sea have the work cut out. Yes, they do. They probably have a shelter. Got a Westbury white horse and one in Dorset near Weymouth. Oh, they got one down there, have they? Oh, we might have to check that one out then. So, we'll just move on a bit. If I remember right, one of the stones originates from South Wales. That's it. Yeah, Rick, you've just told us. Those actual stones, you know, Stonehenge, none of the stones that make up the main part of the Stonehenge are from the area. They were taken from places like Wales, which is, it makes it even more unbelievable. How did they get those stones from Wales to there? Well, there you go. I think they had primitive scaffolding, says Michael. Well, who knows? There's been a few people speculating on what they did. Huffington White Horse is the oldest, over 3,000 years old, says Mel. Wow. 3,000 years old. The Huffington White Horse. I don't know where that is, but I might have to... Hi to Gert Jan van der Cooge. Sounds like you're from Holland, is that right? Have you ever had a ride on a chalk horse, says Darren. So we're not doing too bad. We're up to 8:30 now. We've still got about 85 people in, and want to see if we can get to 100. So if you haven't hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up now, and let's see if that can get us. Where are we? I think we've got 30 likes. Is that right? You can see plenty of aliens at the weekend in town around midnight. Yeah, certainly. Pyramid apprentices. Like the pyramids, how did they build them? It's a good question, Carol. No, the family fields and lanes. So we're going to move on. You know what? I don't even need any lights either. It's nice and bright tonight. Clubbing at Middlework or Cookson Street. Oh, I'm yawning, folks. I'm tired. Did you go to Appleby Rock? No, I didn't. We went to the Uffington White Horse back in the 90s. Thanks to Star36 for the thumbs up. So if you haven't hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up. We're on about, I think we're on about, is that right? We're on about 30 thumbs up. We need a few more thumbs up, folks. So hit the thumbs up. We've got about 30. Let's see if we can get that up. Just hit the like button. Just go down to the bottom of the video and hit the like button. Don't forget, strike the like, our people. That's right, yeah. Are we keeping you up? I think you are. Any auroras visible tonight? Well, we're going to get on to that now. Quite possibly, but I think it might be a little bit too cloudy. Let's move on to another picture. Right. So if you look at this picture here, right, I'm going to just move my box. Can you see that picture there? Now I took a pic. This is a picture of Venus and the moon. So when I was down there, they had Venus and the moon visible. Now when I took this picture, which was around about, what time was it? 10 o'clock. It was still fairly early and there was still light in the sky. Now, I think that I could see something on the left-hand side. I could see something purple. I thought, what's that purple thing? It looks a bit like the aurora or something. So I was wondering whether that was that could be the aurora. But funny enough, I took that at 10 o'clock before it even got dark. Cats Rule, thank you very much. Whee! Hey. This should wake you up. Love your videos. Cats Rule. Whee! Look at that. Whoa. Amazing. Thank you very much. I keep going the wrong way with this camera. Cats Rule. That is absolutely awesome. Yeah, so I took this picture of Venus and the moon. And I just thought that there seemed to be a bit of a funny kind of purple in the sky. And I thought, oh, that's weird. So I wonder what that is. I remember you said you went where the meteor struck in Arizona. Yeah, that's right, Carol. I went to Meteor Crater. That's what it's called, yeah. Meteor Crater, yeah. That was an interesting place to go, actually. Right, here we go. Let's go on to the next one. Oh, look at that there. I got a camper van. There was lots of camper vans there as well where I was. It could well be, Stephen. Folks in Cornwall have captured the aurora. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Cats. Cats Rule. Roxy Kitson, so clear. You're not born and bred Northern Rock. Hazel, stunning picture. Stephen, you are under the chat. Am I? What about if I move... Oh, hang on. Sorry. What about if I move there? Hopefully I'm not under the chat now. The crater is very cool. Yes, it is. There was a joke going around saying that this meteor happened to hit this place and it just missed the visitor centre. It just missed the visitor centre. Can you believe that? That's absolutely amazing. Roxy Kitchen says, no, I'm a southerner. Thanks, Moonage. Thanks, Wayne. So, yeah, there was a lot of camper vans there when I was there, which is good because there's lots of other people that were camping out there at the time. So I took this picture of Venus and the moon. I believe that Stonehenge was most likely constructed by alien race. Well, you know, they saw the aurora borealis down in Gower. That's down in Wales, yeah. The visitor centre was very lucky. Yes, it was. So if we go on to the next picture, can you see that now? We've got a picture of Stonehenge. Look at that. I'm actually going to turn myself off and you can see the whole picture. Can you see that there? Stonehenge. And we've actually got stars above the Stonehenge there. Can you see? Is that your van? Not that one, unfortunately. I wish I did have one that big. No, I've got a smaller one than that. Thanks, Andrew. So we're looking at Stonehenge now, and I took this picture at around about probably 11. Oh, no, I actually took this photograph here at around about 3 o'clock in the morning. I actually got up. So I actually got up. I went to bed at about midnight. I got up at 2 o'clock and I went out, and it was about maybe 5 minutes walk to get to this spot here where I could get a picture of Stonehenge with the Milky Way and the stars. So that's what I had to do, and this picture was taken at around about 3 o'clock in the morning. I was struggling a little bit. Yeah, Rick says he can see the Milky Way, and so can I, but it's a little bit, it's not obvious, folks. Can you see the Milky Way in this picture? It's actually running across the screen from the top left to the bottom right, but that cloud gets in the way a bit. There's quite a lot of light pollution, funny enough. There's a lot of light pollution from Salisbury. Thanks, Andy. Are you a mod, by the way, Andy? I thought I made you a mod. Yeah, so can anyone see the Milky Way in this picture here? Jason B says they can see it. Yeah. So that was, I mean, it wasn't planned because I didn't think the weather was going to be good enough, but I had all my cameras with me and I thought I might as well have a go. But there's a lot of light pollution there. And I don't know if you can see, but there's actually security. I don't know if I can zoom. Can I zoom in? I don't think I can zoom in on it, I'm afraid. They actually had security on. Let's see if I can find the picture. The security was really, really heavy. Oh yeah, they jumped on you. Yeah, if you did anything, they were all over you. I'm just looking for the. So that's Stonehenge, and yeah, I was I was hoping that that I'd get a nice picture, but I'm not too sure if I did actually, because there's that much light pollution. So I don't think I don't think I did that well, but did it matter? Well, I don't think it did actually. How many lights have we got, folks? I can see about 30 on here. I think there's more than 30, isn't there? So this is what I got of Stonehenge. Thanks, Wayne. Guess a lot of people out in the pub tonight, that's why it's quiet. Must be a cold job. Stonehenge is a windswept location at the best of times. Well, I'll tell you something. The place where we were, where I was parked. So if I go back, there was a road where we were all parked right alongside where the Stonehenge is. There's like a dirt track. It's almost like a dirt track, and it's free to go down this road, and you can park up there and you can camp there overnight, and there's no charge or anything. But the road was very, very rough, and it was also very difficult to get into the road from the main road because the main road is really, really fast. I mean, they drive at motorway speed along that road. So getting onto this track is not easy. I actually missed it a couple of times when I was driving past, so I had to come past and try again. Yeah, so it was interesting. It was an interesting trip. So I managed to get that picture there of the Stonehenge with the Milky Way. But when I turned around to face the other way, now I did already have an alert for the aurora, but I wasn't thinking that I was going to get the aurora. Bye, Wesley, and thanks very much for that super chat before. Hopefully we'll see you again next week or some other time. I'm here at 8 o'clock every Sunday. Darren Williams says he might have to go, funny girls. Andy says he's got to go and mod someone else. Bye, Andy. The A303 is horrendous for traffic past Stonehenge. Yes, it is. It's absolutely manic. That road is manic. It really, really is, yeah. Oh, I think we're almost up for quiz time. But I've got one more picture to show you. Look at this. It's the thumbnail. Love your blogs with the Map Master on the other channel. Thanks, Kieran Davis. Oh, I think we're up to quiz time, folks, but I'm going to have to make it up as I go along. How did he manage to end up North Rock? I don't really understand the question. Look at this picture, folks. When I turned around, I was looking at Stonehenge 1 minute, and then I turned around, and when I turned around, this is what I could see. Just look at this. Isn't it amazing? The aurora. I could not believe it. I could actually see it. You see those columns of light? You see those columns of light there? Those columns of light. You see those? I could see those with my own eyes. And there's not even any green to this aurora. It's all purple. So it was pretty amazing. Now the thing is, I couldn't see the colour. All I could see was sort of like a glow of light. It was moving. You could sort of see it very slowly. Anyone else apart from me who could see that might not have recognised it, but as soon as I saw it, I recognised it. I thought, that's the aurora. So when I turned my camera around and took a picture of it, this is what it came up with. Look at that, isn't it amazing? Thanks, Moonage. It's like a hyper flick job. I hope the pink and purple. Yeah, it was. It was really, really nice. I couldn't believe it though. Down in Wiltshire, can you believe it? That far south, and we were able to see the aurora. Isn't it amazing? Yeah. That is definitely the furthest south I've seen the aurora. I could not believe how easy. Well, I mean, it wasn't that easy to see, but I could definitely see it. So the thing is now, the aurora was behind me and Stonehenge was in front of me. So how do I get Stonehenge and the aurora in a picture? Well, I thought about giving my camera to a security guard. I thought, can I ask one of those security guards to take my camera off me and just plonk it over there and get a picture of the aurora over the stones? So that would have been an idea, but I'm not sure if I'd have got my camera back. So so I ended up doing this. If I just go into this one now, I ended up doing a panorama. Can you see that? Oh dear! I just did the wrong thing then. Oh, hang on. I think that this picture is a little bit... Oh, hang on a second, folks. I'll get it right. Sorry about this. Now then, can you see that? We got there. If you look at this picture now, can you see how we've got Stonehenge towards the right there? And we've got the aurora towards the left. This was the only way that I could do the picture of Stonehenge and get the aurora in the same picture. I had to do a panorama. It is, isn't it, Julie? Yeah, look at that there, look. So this is, I couldn't get a picture of the stones with the aurora across the top because it's impossible, because it would have meant trespassing. And I'll tell you something, if you ever go to Stonehenge, you'll know what it's like with the security. The security are really, really tight down there, and they'll be right on top of you if you try to get over that that fence, you know. So there you go. This was the only way that you could get. This is the only way that I could get a picture of Stonehenge and the aurora in the same photograph. The aurora, Milky Way and Stonehenge. Thanks, Rick. Oh, we're up to 1:45 and I've not got the quiz yet. I'm going to make the quiz up as I go along. I think I'll just invent the questions as I go. So I think that's the only way to do it. And then I don't even know if I'll be right, you know, so I might have to check the questions. So we'll see. I've got a question. I've got some, right, I'm going to make the questions up as I go along. So we've now got the quiz. I'll go back to that last picture. That was a wide picture, so it didn't really fit on the screen. So what I'll do with this one is we'll just make this one bigger. Oh, keep pressing the wrong button. There you go. So I'll turn myself off and we'll go to question number 1. How many moons would fit across the Earth? How many moon diameters? How many moons could you fit across the face of the Earth? So if you had the Earth, how many moons could you fit side by side? I'm making it up as I go along. You can just see the moon through the clouds now, says Peter Lyon. Any workshops coming up? Well, not at the moment, Brian. Possibly next month. We'll see. So what have we got? Michael says 2, Neil says 6, Jay says 5, Wayne says 2, Mel says 4, Sarah says 7. We're actually looking for 4. 4, so Mel's the first one to get the right answer there. Mel, 4. Chris got it right as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, got it right. You can fit 4. Julie C got it right. You can fit 4 moons across the diameter of the Earth. Right, question number 2. And I'm going to have to look this one up. I might have to look it up, honestly, because I don't even know the answer myself. What phase is the moon in right now? Roughly. What phase is the moon in? You know, I don't even know myself. Actually, I think I do. So what phase is the moon in? This is a test for me as well as everybody else, because even I haven't been taken. I think I know, roughly. So what phase is the moon in at the moment? Chris says gibbous. Michael says waxing. I'm going to have to check this one up myself, you know. Gibberish, says Neil. Today's date. Well, I think it was good. I had it about right. So we've got a few people. Chris says gibbous. Michael says waxing. Mel Giggs says half. Jay says waxing quarter. Gibbous. Rebellious face says cat's rule. It's actually a waxing gibbous, and I was right. It is a waxing gibbous because when I was down in Wiltshire last week, we were just getting a new crescent, and it was really, really nice as well. So I thought by now it's going to be, past half moon, and we're going to be onto a waxing gibbous. So that's what the moon is in at the moment. It's a waxing gibbous. So I even had to look that one up to myself just to make sure, but I did have the right answer. Lots of friends are ruled by the moon, an old saying. Right, let's think of another question. What can I ask now? Name the largest moon of Jupiter. What's the largest moon of Jupiter? Well, we've got 90 people watching. If you're new, if you just joined us, welcome to the stream. It's I'm going to put myself back on again. Here we are. Hey, I'm back on again. How do I make that? Right, there we go. The largest moon of Jupiter. We've got a few answers coming in. And it looks like, here we got Mel Gig has got a few people saying Europa. That's actually the smallest moon of Jupiter. Europa is the smallest. But we've got Mel Gig. Jay has got Ganymede. Sharon. Ganymede. Karen is Ganymede. Yes, it's Ganymede, yeah. So there you go. It's Ganymede. Ganymede is the biggest moon of Jupiter. So now, is that 3 questions? I think it's 3, isn't it? Right. Next question. Which is the hottest planet? I think that these are fairly easy questions. I'm not for 3 dunce cap time, says cat's real. I'll tell you what, it's getting a bit dark now, folks. I'm starting to look a bit grainy on here. I think I need to turn the lights on. Who or what is Ganymede? Ganymede is the name given to Jupiter's largest moon. Sounds a bit like a wizard or something, doesn't it? I can't remember what the question was now. What question did I just ask then? Which is the hottest planet? Neil says the sun. Yeah, the sun isn't really a planet. Michael's the first one on that one. Michael got it first, so well done to Michael. Jay was in there as well with Venus. Wayne says Mars. Mars is not that warm really. Venus is the hottest planet. So there you go. Someone said Mercury. Well, Mercury is not too far off Venus. Now, I think the reason why Venus is so hot is because it's got an atmosphere, and that atmosphere holds in the heat. Whereas with Mercury, it's closer to the sun, which means it gets blasted by the heat, but it can't hold on to the heat. So it's always losing its heat at the same time. So it never gets quite as hot as what Venus does. And I think that's why Venus is hotter, because it's got that atmosphere. Earth's evil twin. You're right there, Jay. Right, okay. Another question. Bye, Hazel. Hazel's going. Bye. Right. What do you call an object of the solar system that is beyond the outer planet? What's a name? There's a name given, or a name. It's not a single word, but what's given? What do they call objects that are beyond the outer planets, that are beyond the furthest planet out? There's a name. It's not a single word, but it's a general term that's given to objects that are beyond the outer planets. So if anyone could tell me what that is. This is a bit of a difficult one, actually. Thanks, Sarah. The outer limits. Well, strictly speaking, Mike, you could be right there with Kuiper Belt. Yeah, Kuiper Belt. It's not the answer I'm looking for, although you are sort of right. Yeah, I suppose it. I have thought of that Kuiper Belt object. There's another term I'm looking for, but I suppose that is also a correct answer as well. I think, or is it a correct answer? I don't know. How far out is a Kuiper Belt? The answer I was looking for is trans-Neptunian object, which means beyond the orbit of Neptune. Now, I don't know how far the Kuiper Belt is. The Kuiper Belt might be a little bit further out, and therefore there might be some trans-Neptunian objects that are not inside the Kuiper Belt. So I don't know. I'll have to look that one up. It could be it could be something to look up. That Kuiper Belt object, a KBO. So they're known as KBOs. So yeah, that is a right answer. I'd say Leon says Oort Cloud. I think the Oort Cloud is a lot further out. It's more like on the. Freeman says interstellar, as in Stella the beer. Trans-Neptunian, says Karen. Planet Krypton, says Darren. There you go. Ray Edwards says interstellar. Not quite interstellar, Ray, because it's nowhere near far enough to the next star. The outer solar system is literally just what is it? It's maybe a billion miles, a couple of billion miles away, and yet that's nothing to where the next star is. The next star is light years away. So do you visit the TT races, says Neil? No, I wear this jumper which has TT on it, but I've never been to the TT. I have been to the Isle of Man though. So there you go. So the answer I was looking for was trans-Neptunian objects, although Kuiper Belt object is a decent answer as well. So I think that's 5 questions, isn't it? I'll ask 2 more. I won't ask 10 because we're getting close to 9 o'clock now. Let's see if I can think of another question to ask. Which body in the solar system is the most reflective? Which body in our solar system is the most reflective? Roxy says it's wine time. Whoa. The most reflective body in the solar system. Michael says Venus. Cat's Rule says Moon. Jay says Venus. The most reflective body in the solar system. Leon says Earth. Jupiter. Julie says mine, lol. Moon. Still waiting for the right answer. Jupiter, says Neil. Now then, Karen. Karen has got it. Enceladus. The moon of Saturn. Enceladus is the most reflective. Europa might not be far off, but it's Enceladus. J. O'Neill says Death Star. Well, there is a moon that goes around Saturn that looks like the Death Star. Yeah. But the answer we were looking for was Enceladus. Yeah, so there you go. It was Enceladus for those who said. Philip Brierley, Enceladus. Karen was the first person to get that one. Right. Can I think one more question? What can I ask? You know, my mind's gone absolutely blank. Let me think of a question. There's so many questions I can ask, and yet I can't even seem to think of a question to ask. Never would have guessed that one, says Cat's Rule. Name a moon of the planet Uranus. Uranus. Name any of the moons of the planet Uranus. Who was the first man on the moon? Who was the third man on the moon? That's a question. The first man is pretty easy, but who was the third? I bet not many people know that. What's the speed of light, Heather Andrews? Well, the speed of light, to give you an idea how fast the speed of light is, it can go around the Earth 8 times in a second. That's how fast the speed of light is. It's pretty fast, but it's not infinite. It's very, very fast, but it isn't infinite. It's actually fairly slow in space terms, in universal terms. Miranda, Titania. Oh, Karen's on a roll. Titania, yeah. That's a good one. Titania, Ariel, Miranda. Not Sirius, that's a star. Julie says titanium. When will you do a Starman live? At Bowl and Stephen. At Bowl and Stephen? Wayne says titanium. Philip Briley says Miranda. Yeah, it is fast. Full bottle rock. Yeah, you can't really put it into miles an hour, Sarah. It's miles an hour. It's no good. You can't do it. It does not compute. Yeah, Shakespearean characters, says Leon. Neil Armstrong was the first man on the moon, but who was the third? That's the thing. Who was the third? We all know the first and the second. Who was the third? Michael Collins, third man on the Apollo, but he didn't go on the moon though. He didn't step on the moon. Anyway, we're now just past 9 o'clock and it's getting really dark. You can hardly see me now. I'm still here. It's getting pretty dark. It started off quite light. Well, it's that time of year now when I can do a star. I can do an astro live stream and not have to have any lights on. And it's only going to get lighter and lighter as we go along. So there you go. So thanks everyone for joining. We did get up to around about 90 odd people, which is all right. We didn't quite make the 100, but thanks to everyone for joining. We had a little quiz. I made the questions up as I went along. And we did okay there. We saw my pictures. Let's have a little look at my pictures. I'll just run through them again. We've got the aurora there. Stonehenge. Sorry, I'm in the way there. Oh, keep pressing the wrong thing. Stonehenge. So let's go on to the next one. So the aurora, of course. He did, yes, Darren. Milky Way. We saw the moon and Venus. We saw the aurora, which was pretty amazing. We saw white horses carved into the fields or carved into the hills. This is the Pewsey horse on Hackpen Hill. So thanks everyone for joining in. I think I've not done too bad to say I haven't had a whole lot of preparation for this. I didn't have a quiz, so I had to make it up as I went along. Thanks for the super chats as well. Anyone who's done a super chat, thanks very much. I'll be back again next week, hopefully. And I might be going on my travels again next month. Yeah, so we'll see. I might be going down to Cornwall. We'll see. So thanks for everyone for joining in. And I will see you again at the same time, hopefully, next Sunday. Bye. Bye, everyone. Thanks to all the mods as well, by the way, for moderating. Thank you. Can't do it without you.